Mr. Kier Starmer, I heard you're in a little bit of trouble. I've got bad news for you because you're in a whole bunch more. I'm here in America and I've just been handed a document which proves that Morgan McSweeney, who was your chief of staff under the Labour government, was behind the entire attack that happened against me. It breaks international law. It completely breaks the presumption of innocence. It shows the corruption of the British state. It shows that you were afraid that I was inspiring bravery in young men, and when young men are brave, they will prevent the Labour government from enslaving the entire UK population.
Andrew Tate has exposed, demolished, destroyed Kier Starmer in his new piece because he can see that Kier Starmer is crumbling yet again.
That is why you have insulted me every single day in the mainstream news. That is why you told the Romanians to lock me up, even though I never did anything wrong. That is why members of parliament to this day slander me every single day, because the primary objective is to attach heinous allegations to my name to the point where people are afraid to use my influence. They know I'm influential. I'm the most influential. So they want everybody afraid to associate with me because of the heinous allegations attached to my name. Verbatim. He is an unchecked source of influence. Isn't that right, Morgan McSweeney? And I have the paperwork. This is against every single law. This shows the absolute corruption of the British state. If I was a terrorist, or if I stabbed 3 little girls to death, I'd be in the news for a couple days. 2, maybe 3 days at most. That's the end of it. But I've been in the news. People tried to say that I'm the reason Britain is broken every single day for the last 4 years. This is not organic. This has been done on purpose. This is a directive coming directly from the Labour government, informing the mainstream media to remind people I'm a bad person so nobody listens to my ideas, because my ideas instill and inspire bravery in the population, and they do not want a brave population because they are trying to enslave and break Britain. So what are you going to do, Kier Starmer, when I decide which judge in the USA looks at this document and sees that I've been unfairly imprisoned, sees that you have lied about me and slandered me endlessly without evidence, that you have tried to use every judicial measure across Romania and the United Kingdom to get me off the internet when I'm an American citizen with free speech? What are you going to do, Kier Starmer? Because I have an American passport. So what are you going to do now that I have the paperwork proving that you attacked an American citizen for his free speech and tried to ruin his life and threw him in a Romanian gulag? You are worse than a communist. You're a scumbag. Everybody hates you. Everybody hates you. You have no public support. Nobody believes the things you say about me. Nobody supports you. And I now have the paperwork. So now I have to decide which judge sees these papers and where I take you and your entire cabal of corrupt pieces of shit who have completely destroyed the once great Britain. All of you scumbags, and Morgan McSweeney especially, are going to see a courtroom and you are going to face justice for what you have done in your attempt to silence me. This battle is not over. You've tried to kill me twice. You're going to try again. And unless you succeed, the only person going to jail is you.
This isn't the first time Andrew Tate has came out. I hope you all enjoyed that little clip, that little segment that I've just put on screen. Andrew Tate has been here since day dot, to be honest. He's been saying how terrible the UK has got, how terrible it's becoming. That's why he fled. That's why he hasn't been here for so long. The tax is way too high. And why should you pay for these taxes? Who are you paying it for? Exactly. That's what Andrew Tate wants to know. And that's what a lot of people want to know in the UK right now. Kier Starmer, he doesn't care. He's not bothered. He will tax all UK citizens as much as possible, whilst actually giving benefits to those people who are coming over on the boats. They're okay. They're normal. They haven't got passports, but it's okay because you know they are nice people. They're all okay. They're all right. We have no idea who they are. They're saying they're 18. They look about 40, but well, we'll have to believe them, because if not, well, what can we do?
Not remotely succeeding in your mission to smash the gangs, are you? I mean, even you say asylum hotels where your promise is to close them by the end of the Parliament. That's 2029. It's another 3 years.
Well, on asylum hotels, at their height there were 400 hotels, and now there are about 197.
But
now some of that was before we came into power. I acknowledge that, but I think it is important with the hotels to just remind ourselves what the sole cause of the hotels was.
Andrew Tate's had enough of that. Andrew Tate don't want to advocate for that at all. And ever since Kier Starmer has been in Parliament, in Downing Street, should I say, Andrew Tate has been making these videos exposing Kier Starmer for what he is, and we can only really say thank you to him, to be honest, because we need these type of people, these people that have a lot of influence, these people that have millions of followers online, to show what is really happening in the UK, because there's a lot of people that just won't have a voice, they won't care, they won't bothered. But Andrew Tate is the type of person, he grew up in the UK, he grew up in Luton, UK, he knows what it's like to live in the UK and how amazing the country is. In England, he's probably watched it for the last few years just get absolutely torn apart, change the identity completely, and he's not going to stand for it. And that's why we really are appreciative of Andrew Tate coming out and speaking about these type of things. You know, people tried to censor him, but it's not going to happen.
I'm saying that all the leadership structures, doesn't matter if it's Labour or Conservative, across all of it in this nation have completely and utterly failed. Sadiq Khan is a loser, because when you have a city which is losing, which London is losing in all metrics across its competitive cities around the world, and you're in charge of it, by extension, you're a loser. I will tell you right now, instead of virtue signaling and giving Qatar a hard time over their religious beliefs, what we should be doing is a treaty with Qatar to build a prison deep in the desert. Make me mayor of London. We'll make a prison deep in the desert. And if you're caught with a knife or robbing someone, you can go do 25 years with one meal a day in the scorching sun. And then what we'll do is we'll put cameras there and we'll interview you once a week and broadcast that out to the nation and see if you change your mind and make people understand that this is a country that should be respected and our laws should be respected. Instead, what happens? What has Sadiq or any of the people in charge of this country actually done to fix any of our issues besides sit around and talk? Nothing. None of them have done anything, but they seem ultra concerned with finding money for proxy wars, ultra concerned with rainbow flags in another country that is uninterested in them, and their priorities are completely messed up. Of course the ambulance people are. Of course the ambulance drivers are striking. Of course the nurses are striking. Nobody cares about the most important things in this nation. It's a failing country in real time, and that's why I've left.
People like Andrew to actually come out, people that have a massive following, to expose what is really going on in the UK right now. This is why we created this channel on here, to show you guys what clips you might have missed, clips you haven't been actually active to, because not a lot of people see what's actually going on, and there's not very many news kind of organizations that are on YouTube that actually expose the truth. There's a lot that just say lies here, there and everywhere, and they don't tell what is actually going on. But here, we're not going to do that. We're going to expose the nitty gritty and all the bad, all the good, everything that's happening in the UK right now. And unfortunately, a lot of it is bad. Kier Starmer is still in charge. I've been seeing a lot of news recently on Twitter, a lot of reports on X, should I say, of Kier Starmer potentially stepping down in the coming weeks, but no official announcement has been made yet. I will be there for you lot when an announcement is completely made, but right now, he's still in charge. We've got to grin and bear it, and we've got to come together and not stand for this. Andrew Tate is advocating for us. There's so many people, Elon Musk, Donald Trump even knows. I mean, Donald Trump literally said that he has no idea how Kier Starmer is going to turn it around. He said what you need to do, Starmer. You was in the Oval Office. You decided to lie about free speech and lie what was actually going on. Donald said, you need to sort out this, and that, and he hasn't listened at all.
And on free speech, that has long lived in this country, free speech. It's one of the founding values of the United Kingdom, and we protect it jealously and fiercely, and always will, and we will bear down on any limits on free speech. I draw a limit between free speech and the speech of those that want to peddle paedophilia and suicide social media to children, and therefore I'm all for free speech. I'm also for protecting children from things that will harm them, paedophiles, those that peddle suicide, which has had a terrible consequence for individual, particularly teenagers. And so that's the balance we strike. But we have had freedom of speech in this country for a very long time, and we will always protect it.
We really thank you for the support. We need to create a movement together so everyone can come together and see what's really happening in the UK. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe. Have a good day.